worried about him. This is an election, and he is doing well, and we'll have to, she'll have to make her case, but we knew this was going to happen.
That is the communications director of Hillary Clinton's campaign, Jennifer Palmieri, on MSNBC this morning, talking about another Democratic candidate, Bernie Sanders. Palmieri acknowledged the Vermont senator's growing success in the race for 2016 and insists that he is a serious force in this campaign. So, could Hillary and her campaign be in trouble? For more, let's turn to John Zogby, the senior analyst for Zogby Analytics and co-author of the book First Globals: Understanding, Managing, and Unleashing Our Millennial Generation. John, I don't know if it's the millennials or the post-millennials, but somebody is showing up at all these Bernie Sanders rallies in New Hampshire and Iowa. Should Hillary be worried?
Oh, absolutely. To answer your initial question at the opening, both her and her campaign are in trouble. And the very fact that there was a modest sort of acknowledgement of that really should reflect the fact that it's a much bigger problem, not only for her, but for the party at this point in time. She is, frankly, sinking like a rock, JD. And let's just look at the numbers. My most recent poll, in her matchups against the top 4 or 5 Republican candidates, she's only polling 42%. Now, the Republicans are not doing very well. I mean, they're still behind, but the best-known candidate in the field, generating a lot of people who are not sure, and only 42% right now ready to vote for her, that's not a good sign.
So, what happens with the Democrats? Is it Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Joe Biden? Who comes to the rescue of that party?
Well, let's look at Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is playing the would-be Elizabeth Warren role. He is the progressive with flesh and bones. I mean, essentially, he's not a very appealing persona. He's not anyone who personally electrifies the crowd, but who is energized out there? It is the progressive wing of the Democratic Party, and right now they see an alternative to Hillary, and that's what he is, an alternative to Hillary, and already he's increasing his support. Will he be the nominee? Oh, probably not. Will he go to the end? Probably not. I think what you'll see sooner rather than later is somebody jumping into the race that can really give, not only electrify that base of the party, but give Hillary the real run. And she should be worried.
But with the base of that party, see, I'm kind of curious, what does this say about the Democrats? When they're seriously considering a self-proclaimed socialist who caucuses with the Democrats but never really changed his registration, now running for that party's nomination, what does it say about the base of the Democratic Party? Has it shifted further to the left over the years?
The base of the party has shifted to the left, but it hasn't shifted to the Bernie Sanders left. Right now, he is the most visible un-Hillary in the race. Now, are they looking for someone that can energize the base? That is the base itself, and the answer is yes. Is that not Hillary? The answer is yes, it's not Hillary. And now we'll just have to see where the dust settles. But here we are, we're in July, and there have to be some private meetings going on among donors and among other party establishment figures thinking about who can that other candidate be. And I'll tell you, JD, Joe Biden, I think, is on the table, and I think you watch, John Kerry could be on the table as well.
Wow, new political life for John Kerry. Very interesting.
Otherwise, I don't have anything to tell you, JD.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it. 2 minutes and a half remain. Let's turn to the Republican Party. And when you take a look at the GOP in recent days, that's been Donald Trump. He's dominated the discussion. Now his opponents are taking him in their sights. It's cost him some business in terms of Univision and NBC and his line at Macy's. But despite all that, has Trump actually benefited from the controversy?
Well, look, I think number one, almost every candidate gets a bump from making an announcement. I do, in all honesty, have to take issue with the Washington Post and others the other day Donald Trump surges. Donald Trump rockets into second place. Hey, 6 or 7 to 10%. Let's put that in proper perspective. Nobody is taking off like a lightning bolt here. By the same token, we knew that a guy like Trump sucks all the oxygen out of the race. Now, what do? Do you attack him and give him more attention, or do you ignore him and let him speak for the party? That's a conundrum. And what keeps the Democrats competitive in this race are the Republicans. And what keeps the Republicans competitive in this race are the problems that the Democrats have to face. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it is interesting, but it seems like it's a big problem for somebody like Jeb Bush, who this weekend started saying a guy like Donald Trump doesn't represent the Republican Party. I mean, Jeb, as the front runner, granted it's early, but when he's on record saying illegal immigration is an act of love, that is a tough thing to sell to the Republican base, is it not?
It actually is, and it's already a tough sell. I don't know that it's an impossible sell, but this all comes under the category of Donald Trump. Is this what we need right now? And the answer is no. What the GOP needs is some momentum. It needs a top 3 of candidates who are serious candidates. Come on, the Donald is not a serious candidate. Whether he scores numbers or doesn't score numbers, does anybody really believe that he has the wherewithal to continue this kind of talk, alienating millions of voters, and at the same time hurting himself as far as his business is concerned?
We will have to leave it there. John Zogby, we thank you for your time.